Alright, welding pipelines, related facility, pipeline segment, API standard 1104. Chapter 4 specifications. 141 equipment. The welding equipment of both gas and arc shall be supplied with suitable with the work and shall be maintained with the condition ensure they acceptable weld the continuing of operation safety of the personnel. Arc welding equipment shall be operated with the amperage volt ranges given and with the qualified welding procedure. Gas welding equipment shall be operated with the flame characteristic tip size and given with the qualified welding procedure. Equipment that does not meet the requirements shall be repaired and replaced. 4.2 material. 4.2.1 pipe fittings. The standard applied with the welding pipe fittings conform with the following specification: API specification 5L and applicable ASTM applications or specifications. The standard apply with the material chemical mechanical properties comply with one more specifications listed in items A and B above, even though the material is not manufactured in accordance with the specification. 422 filler metal. 4221 type and size. If all filler metals conform one of the following specification: AWS 51, 52, and 55. 517, 518, 520, 528, 529. Filler metals that do not conform with specifications above may be used approved with the welding procedure involved with use and qualified. 42222 standard storage handling of filler metals and flux. Filler metal and flux can be stored and handled to avoid damage to them. The containers in which they are shipped. Filler metals and flux open containers shall be protected with deterioration. Filler metals that coated with it shall be protected with excessive change in moisture. Filler metals and flux shown signs of damage and deterioration shall not be used. 423 shielding gas types. Atmospheric shielding are several types may consist inert gases, active gases, a mixture of an inert and active gases. The purity, dryness of the atmosphere having great influence of the welding should be value the suitability of the process of the material to be welded. This was shielding atmosphere to be welded, qualified for the material of the welding process. Alright, 4232, storage and handling. Shielding gas shall be kept in a container in which they are supplied with. The container should be stored away from the extreme temperatures. Gases shall not be intermixed into the container. Gases of questionable purity. Those in containers show signs of damage shall not be used. Alright, 5. Qualification welding procedure. Welding containing filler metal additives. Procedure qualification. Before production welding is started, detailed procedure specification shall be established. Detailed demonstrate the weld suitability. Mechanical properties such as strength, ductility, hardness, soundness can be made by procedure. Quality welds shall be determined with the destructive testing. The procedure shall be adhered to expect to which change specifically authorized by the company and by provided 5.4. Alright, 5.2, record. The detail of each qualified procedure shall be recorded. The record shall complete the result of the procedure qualification test. For some of those shown in Figure 1 and 2 should be used. The record shall be maintained as long as the procedure is in use. 5.3, procedure specification. General. The procedure specification shall include the information from 5.3.2 where applicable. 5.3.2, specific information process. The specific process of the combination process usually shall be identified manual, semi-automatic, automatic welding process or combination of these specified. Piping and fitting materials. Materials to be procedures applied with identify the API standard specification 5L pipe, as well as material with conform with the acceptable ASTM specifications may be grouped in 5.4.2.2. Provided with the qualification test is made with the material with the highest specified minimum yield strength in the group. 5.3.2.3 diameter and wall thickness. The range of outside diameter and wall thickness over the procedure is applicable and shall identify with examples of suggested grouping shown in Figure 6.2 items D and E. 5.3.2.4 joint design specific shall include the sketch or of joint showing the angle bevel with the side of the root face, root opening space between the budding members, side shape and side of the fillet weld shown as shown, and if the backup is used, the type of it shall be designated. 5.3.2.5 filler metal number of beads. The side of the classification of filler metal and the maximum number and sequence of beads shall be designated. 5.3.2.6 electrical characteristics, current and polarity shall be designated with a range of the voltage amperage showed for each electrode rod wire shall be shown. And it shows this procedure specification, and then it shows your sequence beads, standard V butt joint, electrode size and number of beads, coupon test report. Alright, 5327. Flame characteristic specification designated whether the flame is neutral, carbonizing, oxidizing size of the orifice of the torch of the tip. Each side of the rod wire should be specified. 5328. Position specification shall designate the role and position welding. 5329. Direction welding specification shall designate whether welding is to be performed uphill or downhill. Direction time between the passes, maximum line between the completion of the root bead starting the second bead, as well as the maximum time between the completion of the second bead and the start of the other bead shall be designated. 53211. The type of removal line up clamp specification shall designate whether the line up clamp is to be internal or external. If no clamp is required, if the clamp is used, the minimum percentage of the root bead will be that must be completed before the clamp is released shall be specified. 53212. Cleaning or grinding. The specification indicate whether the power tools or hand tools used the clean, grind, or both. 53213. Post heat treatment. Methods temperature control method. The ambient temperature range from preheat post heat treatment shall be specified in 711. 53214. Shield gas flow rates. Composition shield gas range flow rates shall be designated. 53215. Shielding flux. Type of shielding flux shall be designated. 53216. Speed of travel. Range and speed of travel in inches per minute shall be specified for each pass. Alright, 5.4. Essential variables. General. Welding procedure must be established for the new procedure. Specification must complete re-qualified. Any essential variables listed in 5.4.2 change other than given in 5.4.2 may be made with the procedure without need of the re-qualification provided with the procedure. Specification revised to show the changes. 5.4.2 changes requiring re-qualification. 5.4.2.1 welding procedure method of the application change of the welding process method of the application established procedure specification 5.3.2.1 constitutes essential variable. 5.4.2.2 base material. Change in base material constitutes essential variable when the welding materials two separate material groups. Procedure for the highest strength group shall be used for the purpose of the standard. All materials shall be grouped as follows. Specified minimum yield strength less than equal to 42,000 pounds. Specified minimum yield strength greater than 42,000 psi but less than 65,000 psi. And for material specific minimum yield strength greater than equal to 65,000 psi, each grade shall receive a separate qualification test. 5.4.23 joint design. Major change in joint design, for example, the V groove to a U groove constitutes essential variable. Minor changes in the angle bevel or land of welding groove are not essential variables. 5.4.24 position change of position, rolled or fixed or vice versa constitutes essential variable. 5.4.25 wall thickness change of one wall thickness group to another constitutes essential variable. 5.4.26 filler metal. The following change of filler metal constitutes essential variable. Change from one filler metal group to another. Table 1. The pipe material specified a minimum yield of strength greater than or equal to 65,000 pounds. Exchange of AWS classification filler metal. Changes within filler metal groups may be made with the material group specified in 5.4.22. The compatibility of the base metal and the filler metal should be considered from the standpoint of the mechanical properties. 5.4.27 electrical characteristics. Change from DC electrode positives to negative or vice versa, or changed into the current from DC to AC or vice versa constitutes an essential variable. 5.2.4.8 time passes between passes increase. Minimum time between completion of the root bead start of second bead constitutes an essential variable. 5.4.2.9 direction weld. Change with the direction weld vertical downward, vertical uphill, vice versa constitutes essential variable. 5.4.2.10 shielding gas flow rate. Change of one shielding gas to another from one mixture of gas to another constitutes essential variable. May increase or decrease the range of flow rates for the shielding gas also constitute essential variables. 5.4.2.11 shielding flux. Refer to table 1 footnote. Change of the shielding flux constitute essential variables. 5.4.2.12 speed travel. Change of the range of speed of the travel constitutes essential variable. 5.4.2.13 preheat. A decrease in specified minimum heat preheat temperature constitutes an essential variable. And it shows table 1 filler metal groups. Group 1 AWS specification electrode and flux. 5.4.2.14 post-weld heat treatment, or PWHT. The addition of the post-weld heat treatment or change of the range of values specified in procedure shall each constitute an essential variable. 5.5 welding test joints, butt welds. To weld the test joint with the butt welds, 2 pipe nipples should be joined, and following all the details procedure specification. 5.5.6 Test welding joints, butt welds. Preparation to test the butt weld. The test specification should be cut with the joint location shown in Figure 3, Section 13. Testing requirements of lash welding procedure. Minimum number of the test specimens. Tests shall neither be subjected or given in Table 2. Specimens shall be prepared in Figure 4, 5, 6, and 7. For pipes less than 2.375 inches outside diameter, 2 test welds shall be performed and obtain the required number of 2 specimens. Test specimens. Specimens shall be air-cooled at ambient temperature prior to being tested. For pipe less than or equal to 1.315 inches and outside diameter, 1 full section specimen may be substituted with a 4th reduced section nickel brick root bend specimen. Full section specimen shall be tested in accordance with 5622. Shall meet the requirements of 5623. 562 tensile strength test. 5621 preparation. Tensile strength test specimen Figure 4 shall be approximately 9 inch long, approximately 1 inch wide. They may be machine cut, oxygen cut. No other preparation needed unless the sides or notch are not parallel necessary for the specimen shall be machined so that the side is smooth and parallel. 562. The tensile strength test specimen shall be broken under the tensile load on equipment capable of measuring the load at which failures occur. Tensile strength shall be computed dividing maximum load and failure. Smallest cross-sectional area specimen is measured before the load is applied. 5623. Requirements. Tensile strength of the weld include fusion zone. Each size specimen shall be greater than or equal to specified minimum tensile strength of the pipe material, but needed not to be greater than or equal to actual tensile strength of the material. Specimens break outside of the weld and fusion zone of the parent pipe of the material meets the minimum tensile strength requirements of the specification weld accepted material meeting requirements. If the specimen breaks in weld and fusion zone, they observe strength with a greater than or equal to specified minimum tensile strength of the pipe material meet with the soundness requirements of 5633. The weld shall be accepted with the meeting requirements. If the specimen below the specified minimum tensile strength of the pipe material, the weld shall be set aside. A new test weld shall be made. 563. The nick break test. Preparation. Nick break test specimen Figure 5 shall be approximately 9 inch by about 1 inch wide and made by machine cutting. Oxygen cutting shall be notched into the hacksaw each side of the center of the weld. Each notch shall be approximately 1/8 of an inch deep. Type 2, type of the number and test specimen, and procedure qualification testing, and then it shows your location of the test butt weld specimen procedures. Starting at the top of the pipe, nick break, root bend, side bend, nick break, top pipe, nick break, root, side bend, and then face side, root side, top side, tensile, nick break, root side bead, face side bead, nick tensile, root bend, nick tensile, face side bend on all 4 sides. Specimen with the machine oxygen cut edges shall be smooth and parallel, and then they show the nick break test specimen. Your nick break specimens prepared with a manner with a weld made with the automatic, semi-automatic process may fail, and through pipe instead of the welding. Previous testing experience indicated that the failures through the pipe inspected with external reinforcement can be notched depth of no more than 1/16 of an inch measured from the original weld surface. Accompanying option nick break specimen with a qualification procedure, semi-automatic, automatic welding process may be macro etched prior to being nicked. 563 method nick break specimen shall be broken pulling the tensile machine by supporting end, striking center, and by supporting one end and striking the other in a hammer. The exposed area of the fracture shall be at least 3/4 inch. Requirements: exposed surface of each of the nick break specimens shall complete the penetration fusion with a greater dimension, and any gas pocket shall not exceed 1/16 of an inch, and combined area with the gas pocket not exceeding 2% of the exposed surface area. Slag inclusion shall not be more than 1/32 of an inch deep, and shall not be more than 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 of the nominal wall thickness. Whichever is smaller, there shall be at least 1/2 inch separations between adjacent slag inclusions. The dimensions should be measured as shown in Figure 8, with the fish eyes defined in AWS 3.1, not cause for rejection. 564 root face bend test. 564 preparation. Root face bend specimen shall be approximately 9 inches by 1 inch wide. Their long edge of the round of their machine cut or oxygen cut cover root bead reinforcement shall be removed flush from the surfaces of the specimen. These surfaces shall be smooth. Any of the scratches exist with the light and transverse of the weld. 5642 method. Root and face bend specimen shall be bent with a guide bend test jig similar to shown figure 9. Each specimen shall be placed in the die welded at a minimum mid-span. Face bend specimen shall be placed with the face of the weld toward the gap. Root bend specimen shall be placed with the root of the weld toward the gap. The plunger shall be forced into the gap with a curvature space of the specimen approximately U-shaped. 5643 requirements. Bending test should be considered acceptable with no crack, other imperfections exceeding 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 of the nominal side of the wall thickness, whichever is smaller in any direction present with the weld between the weld of the fusion zone. After the bending, the cracks originate with the outer radius of the bend along the edges of the specimen. During tests, if there is less than 1/4 inch thick, measured in any direction, should not be considered unless obvious imperfections are observed. Each specimen subject to the bend test shall meet the requirements. Should for the root face bend specimen wall thickness less than a 1/2 inch, so the specimen may be machine cut by oxygen, approximately 9 inches long, wall thickness and 1 inch, and then maximum radius at all corners. Side bend test specimen wall thickness greater than a 1/2 inch, 9 by 1 inch, 9.5 inch wall thickness width specimen, 1/8 of an inch maximum radius on corners wall thickness. Hard dimension and imperfections of exposed weld surface, separation, length, and depth. Alright, 565, side bend test, preparation. Your side bend test specification figure 7 shall be approximately 9 inches long, approximately 1/2 inch wide. Long edges shall be rounded, shall be machine cut, or they may be oxygen cut approximately 3/4 inch width. That machine ground with a 1/2 inch width. Sides shall be smooth. Hair will the cover and root bend reinforcements shall be removed flush for the surface of specimen. 5652 method, side bend specimen shall be bent with a guide bend test jig similar to shown in figure 5.9. Each specimen shall be placed on the die of the weld mid-span within the face of the weld perpendicular to the gap. The plunger shall be forced to the gap until the curvature of specimen is approximately U-shaped. 5653 requirements. Each side bend replacement shall be root face bend test requirements specified 5643. 57 welding test joints, fillet welds. To weld the test joint with a fillet weld shall be made in one of the configurations shown in figure 10 following all details, procedure, specification. This shows a jig guide bend test. Then it shows your location neck break test specimen, fillet weld, procedure welder, qualification, 2 specimens, crotch, 2 90-degree angles to crotch. Location neck break test specimen, procedure welder, qualification test, and then it shows the T location hacksaw notch 1/2 inch, and then approximately hacksaw cut, flame cut, approximate 1 inch by approximate 2 inches, and then hacksaw approximate 30 inch bevel, flame cut 2 inches, 1 inch. Hard testing, welding joints, fillet welds. Preparation. To test a fillet weld, joint test specimen shall be cut with the joint with the location shown in figure 10. At least 4 specimens shall be taken and prepared and shown in figure 511. Figure 11. Specimen may be machine cut, oxygen cut. They should be at least 1 inch wide, long enough so that they can be broken in the weld pipes less than 2.375 inches in outside diameter. It may be necessary to do test welds to obtain required number of test specimens. Specimens should be air cooled at ambient temperature prior to testing. 582 method, fillet weld specimen should be broken and weld by any convenient method. 583 requirements. Exposed surface of fillet weld specimen should be complete with the penetration fusion greatest dimension of the gas pocket not exceeding 1/16 of an inch combined air with the gas pocket shown not exceed 2%. Exposed surfaces select conclusion should not be more than 1/32 in depth and shall not be no more than 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 of the nominal thickness of the length. Whichever is smaller, ND, there shall be at least 1/2 inch separation between adjacent slag inclusion. Dimensions should be measured and shown in figure 8. And then chapter 6, qualification of welders. Testing.